Hello everyone, I'm Juan.
And I'm Trevor.
And together we are building WiseWork AI. I grew up my entire life surrounded by dentists, as both of my parents are in the industry. I got the opportunity to work at their practice for over a year, and I saw many things during this. I saw the day in and day out operations, and I saw the pain points. Something that I realized that caught my attention was that there was a new front desk employee every 2 months. And I saw the drastic impact that this had on the practice. Patients were being upset because questions were being answered wrong. I will never forget the day my mom had to go in between patients and sit at the front desk herself to answer questions for patients. On top of that, scheduling delays were occurring, and it was just an overall mess. So I asked myself, is this just a problem here, or is this happening in Florida? So I went to do research. I joined multiple WhatsApp group chats, multiple Facebook group chats, and started talking to people. Every single day, there was about 4 to 5 people there saying, I need a front desk, I need a front desk, I need a front desk. So I thought to myself, okay, maybe this is a problem in Florida. Let's see if it's a national problem.
That's when we began looking outside of Florida to see if this was happening throughout the country. So first we spoke with Scott Becker. He's the CEO and managing partner of a large dental support organization in the Northeast. They manage around 20 to 25 practices right now, and we found that they're experiencing the exact same problems as the dentists in Florida. Next, we spoke to a few smaller dentists in Texas, and they're experiencing the exact same problems with their front desk with reliability issues. This is clearly a national crisis.
And this is our solution. We built an AI-driven chatbot that handles up to 90% of patient inquiries, ensuring that every question is answered quickly and accurately. Additionally, it takes care of scheduling and rescheduling appointments. Now, unlike outdated chatbots that are dull, boring, and often frustrating to use, WiseWork ensures a human-like, smart, engaging interaction. Now, due to its 24/7 availability, the chatbot ensures that no patient is missed. One average patient value is about $10,000. This means that missing one patient can mean a massive loss for a practice. That's why we integrate seamlessly into the high-traffic channels, ensuring that every inquiry is captured and addressed. To your left here is the analytics dashboard that we offer to all of our clients. They're able to track conversations and what's going on with the bot on a day-to-day basis. To your right here is a basic interaction between a user and our chatbot. And this is the team. I'm Juan, the CEO of WiseWork. I'm a third-year business major at the University of Florida, and I have lived with this problem. I've seen this problem firsthand. I've seen my parents arguing about it. I've seen their friends talking about it, and we're here to solve it.
And my name is Trevor Thacker. I'm also a third-year business major at the University of Florida, and I have previous experience working as a former full-stack developer in the logistics industry, and I've learned the entire process of software development from start to finish, and also web development, so I have the technical background to completely develop this product. So in August, we launched with a pilot customer called Dental Wellness at Weston in our hometown. And we worked with her to really figure out exactly what we needed to build into the product, what questions needed answering, and what features that she would want to use. So after about a couple weeks of testing with her and then launching on her site, we were able to add a few new features based on what the customers needed and what the patients were asking. So we added features for canceling appointments, as well as giving the bot the ability to answer questions related to insurance. Since then, we have signed 2 paying customers, and within 3 weeks of deployment on one of their sites, we've already generated for them over $50,000 in potential revenue from patients that they would have missed otherwise.
This is our business model. We charge a $500 setup fee and a $200 a month subscription fee, and with an overhead cost of $180 per month, we are already cash positive. The $180 a month is enough to basically service around 15 clients.
So this is our market opportunity. We have identified a SOM of $150 million per year, which represents capturing a significant chunk of the dental offices in America. Next, our SAM we've identified to be around $800 million per year market, and this represents capturing a significant chunk of all medical practices in the United States, but we're looking a lot bigger than that for the future. Our long-term vision for WiseWork AI is to revolutionize customer service through generative AI, which we've identified to be a $60 billion per year market globally. We are planning to raise a pre-seed round in Q2 of 2025. We're looking to raise around $130,000 to support customer acquisition. There is supposed to be text up there, I guess it didn't go on, but one of the chunks is for supporting customer acquisition as well as for supporting development, and operating costs is another big chunk there. But the basic point of this graph was to show the breakdown, but too bad the things didn't show up.
We thank you for this opportunity, and we thank you for your time being here. And we're now going to open the floor to questioning. Yes.
Good question. I like one how you really dug into the problem and kind of tried to solve it from first principles. So kudos there. I'm curious. So is the product actually more of like a top of funnel sale lead gen for dentists, or is it actual like here's my patient for the past 20 years, they're in the office, they're going to communicate on my platform, because that's obviously very different use cases. So I'm just trying to find that.
Yeah, so we're able to support both of these use cases, but the main selling point when we're talking to dentists is to enable them to capture leads after hours or when the front desk is too busy to answer phone calls.
Got it. Okay, and in the latter portion of like dealing with current patients and maybe giving them their own information back or giving them insurance information, I mean, how are you thinking about both just privacy laws with patient information as well as like accuracy if the AI hallucinates about like a certain insurance issue?
Yeah, so our patient data is only stored on the whatever servers or network that the practice uses, and it goes directly to them. And then we're currently looking at adding an insurance verification feature in January, but that would be done through a third-party API, so we wouldn't have to deal with any of that. And then we currently have business associate agreements in place with practices we work with that takes the liability off of us.
And just to touch up on that, we do have data sets for each type of dentist, and the parameters for the chatbot are set, pretty strictly. So we honestly haven't had any instances where the chatbot has said anything crazy or out of the ordinary. So our success rate for the question answering stuff has been really good. On top of everything, on top of lead capturing and whatnot, what this bot does is that if someone were to ask a practice if they do X and they don't do that, these like outdated chatbots that are out there, they'll be like, no, we don't do this. But our bot will do something differently. It'll tell them we don't do that, and it'll start to sell them on the benefits of the practice other than that. So it's also conversational, so it kind of has some more benefits to like the question answering side of stuff. It's not super hard coded and to the point, so it betters the patient experience.
So my wife's a dentist, and we have a practice in Orlando, and so I'm very familiar with this problem. It's definitely an issue. I guess I'm hearing that this is an addition to the employees. This is not meant to replace.
Correct. We're not aiming to replace any front desk employees. It's more about reinforcing your front desk and giving the employees that are already there time to focus on the patients that are in the practice.
My question, I guess, there's an issue with getting them to call people back a lot of the time, right? And so would this be something that can actually, because I've run into some companies now that will do the full conversation via audio, not just text. So is this something that you see in the future being able to actually call people or even like have a conversation over the phone?
Yeah, 100%. So with the money that we're asking for, which we're just going to go into development, that is 100% in our roadmap. It's something that we want to do and we think is really important. For now, in regards to the phone systems and whatnot, what we do is we integrate into the patient communication system. So say you call an office and nobody answers, they'll get sent a link to the bot and then they can talk to them directly there. So that's like our partial solution for it, but eventually, yes, that's something that we want to do 100%.
It's great that you're focusing just on one, kind of healthcare vertical, because I think if you try to go too wide, it's going to become too complex, right? And so even in the dental industry, it's actually pretty, like there's multiple, different specialties, and so I think you're smart enough. Just continue to evolve the product, because there are a lot of competitors, right, in your space, and they might not be going after necessarily the dental industry, but they might be in a different vertical, and it might be easy for them to jump over, so you have to kind of create your brand moat, and so I think that could go a long way for you.
Yeah, I completely agree, and that's kind of why we are really establishing ourselves in the dental industry. And like you said, there are different verticals even within dentistry. There's endodontists, which is actually one of our clients is an endodontist. Orthodontists we're planning on targeting, but we really want to establish a foothold first in dental before going after medical broadly. But you are correct, there are many other alternatives that exist for other industries, but none that are like truly serving dentists. And I think a lot of people don't see going into dentistry with technology as a big or smart idea, just because the dentistry industry tends to be around 10 years behind technologically than any other industry. But we see this as an opportunity, because if we're in there first, then we can grow with the industry.
One last quick question.
Yes, sir.
How are you guys approaching getting new customers? And then what does this capital get you in terms of that?
Yep, so currently we haven't spent any money on marketing to get our clients. It's either been through cold outreach or warm introductions. But we plan on specifically, like with the money for marketing and sales. So dentists operate on networks of trust. It's like a big thing for them. It's hard to sell to them when it's a cold introduction. We've spent a lot of hours trying to cold call dentists. It doesn't normally work. It's hard to get them on the phone because, as we said, the front desks aren't too great. But so to really meet these dentists, you have to be going to these networking conventions. So we'd be spending money on setting up booths at dental conventions, as well as on marketing through dental newsletters and pamphlets.
Keep it up. From WiseWork.